These two giants were regulars in the title race and not leaving out the title at the later stages of the European competition, talking about the UEFA Champions League. However, both teams are dramatically falling out of the continental conversation as well as the title race, with Chelsea missing out on all three European competitions this season and Manchester United falling in the void, finishing bottom of the UEFA Champions League group. Chelsea are effectively doomed to miss out on yet another European Football Cup next season because currently they sit 12 on the log, and it will take more than miracle to get the Blues on the right track. And for Manchester United, although they can still dream of something after their miserable 1-0 draw against Brentford, United fully understand that they can qualify for the UEFA Champions League come next season if they can get a positive result out of the game against Chelsea later today. While the conversation of whether or not this game has lost its big game status, the fact remains that both teams are coming into this game just like that battle of the something said in one of the movies that we've seen recently. Chelsea still very much looking to find the right form of Manchester United, looking to return to the apex of English football, one that they once dominated. But at this time, it will be very, very difficult because other teams are now doing the Lord's work. Other teams are now lonely at the top, and for these two teams to find their way to the top again, it will take more than what they are doing at this moment. Well, top of the morning it is to you sport lovers. IBADAN, rise and shine this morning. How are you doing? Welcome. This is the prime ultimate dose of Sports O'Clock, your premium sports show in the land, only on your super dial, Adamimogo 105.1 FM IBADAN. And of course, we are back this morning to talk the big games. We are back again this morning to give you the big issues in the world of sport. So I will do want a breakfast this morning, if not hot, lovely, and of course one that will be spiced with vibes. So come along this morning as the master chef of sporting information plug on radio is yet again ready to dish out the breakfast as if they ought. And this is the voice of the Super Dixon on radio. Dio is my name. Pa Edward Ashiwaju Lujobi is my dad's. And quick one this morning, let me tell you what you get to listen to. And at least Manchester City won their game. Arsenal back to the top of the Premier League. MPL4 games are returned with better insurance, losing their first home game in a very long time. Atlanta also losing again a victory for Shooting Stars of Ibadan, among many other issues. And Team Machoko is on the show this morning to give you in-depth analysis. And together we kick off straight away talking issues in the news, particularly the games played yesterday. But before I do that, let me tell you that we are live on Facebook at Adamimogo 105.1 FM. That is the page on Facebook. Go there right now, you see us live, and don't forget to drop your comments because we'll take them later on the show. Just like you get to see us on Facebook, you can also head to our YouTube at Adamimogo 105.1 FM. Subscribe to that channel on YouTube so that you don't miss out on any of the content that we'll be dropping on that channel. Well, for Arsenal, the return to the top of the Premier League table as they secured a comfortable 2-0 victory against the relegation threatening the Luton Town at the Emirates Stadium later yesterday. Mikel Arteta's side cruised to that victory at the Emirates Stadium to leave themselves above Liverpool for at least the next 24 hours. And despite making 5 changes to the side that drew goalless, at Manchester City on Sunday, the hosts looked sharp in the first half, while Emily Smith-Rowe made a return to the starting 11, and he actually starred in what was his second league start since October. It was Smith Rowe started the move that opened the scoring on the 23rd minute, still in possession in the Luton half before feeding Martin Odegaard, and the Arsenal skipper made no mistake as he buried the chance and gave Arsenal the league in the encounter. And speaking after that game, a very joyous Mikel Arteta was not saying anything as far as the title race is concerned, but Mikel Arteta is very happy and he wants his boys to continue doing very well so that they can continue to give City and Liverpool a run for their money. Let's go listen to Mikel Arteta. When we're back, we'll talk another game, then we react to everything.
Yes, very happy. A really difficult game. Credit to Luton. I think they are a really good side. They make life very difficult to you. I think we started really good. The game created a lot of moments and chances and scored two really good goals. And the second half, yeah, I think we like some continuity, especially the way they play. We didn't get the right rhythm, but overall we made a few changes. We freshed the team up. We utilized the squad in the right way. I'm so happy with the boys that they came on and they made a difference.
All right, and that happens to be Mikel Arteta expressing happiness over that result that has shot Arsenal back to at the top of the Premier League table, at least till Liverpool play their own game. And Liverpool later today will be playing against the basement side of Sheffield United. But we'll talk about that game and everything you need to know about the encounter between the Blades. Of course, I love to call them the blunt Blades up against the Merseyside boys. And Dima is here this morning, so let's start with that Arsenal game. It was a lovely, night for Gunners faithful. I had to come back to the office to check how our brother Admin was faring. I thought Luton Town would give Arsenal a run, although they tried, but seems that best was not enough to just stop the Premier League leaders from moving to the top of the table yesterday. Good morning, Dima. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good morning to you, Super Dixon, and of course, good morning, IBADAN, sports fans and lovers all across the country. It's a very beautiful time to talk about sports once again, and of course, yesterday's match was something to give Arsenal the needed boost to continue in their title race, and it was a deserved win after 90 minutes because they dominated most parts of the game. They made sure that they took hold of their chances when they got it, because they didn't really get many of it. And of course, Luton Town, on the other hand, just like I predicted, would sit back and hope for a counter-attack. But surprisingly, or should I say even more dominantly, Arsenal were able to curtail any counter-attack, and they barely got chances. I think the chances were reduced to about 2 or 3, and it was not even clear-cut. So at the end of the day, it deserved win for Arteta and his boys, in their push for the title race. And of course, it was a very good win. They started well, they ended it well, and now they're top of the log. Is it going to last 24 hours, or it's going to last more than that? We cannot say for that until the match after Liverpool against Sheffield United, when their match is done. But for now, I feel Arsenal is in a very right atmosphere, in the Emirates Stadium. They have what it takes to continue pushing, and they are looking like a team that might just, have what it takes to take it to the very end. I'm not saying that they would win it. I'm just saying that they have what it takes to compete till the very last day, and that's what we're looking out for. We don't want a one-man horse race. We want something to be like something that is competitive. And with Man City's win yesterday, it just means that 1 point separates the first and the third, and it's beautiful to watch how that unfolds when Liverpool face off Sheffield United, who are already seeming like the first team to have relegated from the Premier League.
It's kind of maybe almost certain at this time.
And considering the amount of goals they've shipped in so far this season, it's unlikely that they would have anything to salvage from the match against Liverpool. It's going to be a very difficult one for them, but it's football, and with football you cannot say 1 + 1 is 2. It can be 3-1 or 4-1. It all depends on the way the game plays out during that match day, that atmosphere, how each of the teams is able to take the energy from it and go all the way. So congratulations to Arsenal.
Yeah, well, of course, we're still still talk other games yesterday, and let me just tell you what to expect, because any moment from now, I will go on the first commercial break on the show this morning. Do you know that Ivan Toney has gone 7 games without scoring a goal for Brentford? Of course, the data stats might sound somehow, because as far as scoring the goals, whether penalty or maybe a goal from the open play, you always find Ivan Toney's name on the score sheet. But this guy, the last time he scored for Brentford happens to be October, and that has been, I think, about 7 games or thereabouts, and he has not found the back of the net. Well, guys, we'll also come back to talk a City game. Unless Manchester City were able to stop Aston Villa, even without Haaland, without Kevin De Bruyne. Foden came up and he did the job. But this is a Sport O'Clock, guys. We'll be back.
Ọlọ́run Sam Olúwa lọ Adamimogo yóò tún rìnrìn agbára o. Gbogbo ènìyàn ló máa bọ́ lọ́wọ́ ogun.
Ẹ̀yin àfàdú agbára ìgbàyàrú tó yá lọ́dún yìí nínú ìpàdé májẹ̀mú yẹn. 7 prophetic Saturday and Sunday. Wòlíì Sam Olúwa lọ bàbá Adamimogo. Ní Jésù máa ń ti pàṣẹ pé lórí ìwọ lọ́dọọdún rìnrìn agbára nínú ìpàdé yìí. Àkòrí ti 2024. Freedom from family battle. Òmìnira kúrò lọ́wọ́ ogun ìdílé. Láti Saturday April 6 di Saturday May 4. Aago mẹ́fà ìdájí la ó máa pàdé. Sunday 7th April di Sunday mẹ́fà ìdájí ni. Àkàìmọye iṣẹ́ agbára ni Ọlọ́run ṣe nínú ìpàdé àdúrà ìlọ́dún tó kọjá o. Ó tún ti pinnu àti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ọjọ́ Friday làwọn èèyàn ti máa dé sínú àdúrà. Láti rí wòlíì fún one kẹ́sẹ̀lì. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn olórí ẹ̀mí ló máa wà ń bẹ̀. Àtàwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Nígbà tí wòlíì Sam Olúwa bàbá Adamimogo yóò máa sọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ tí yanu á máa ṣẹlẹ̀. The CAC Grace of Mercy Diamond Adamimogo Power House. Báòkú Close, Newtown Estate, Ọ̀gànbọ̀ Àjálẹ̀jà. Gbogbo èèyàn ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rí iṣẹ́ agbára tí Ọlọ́run tó máa ṣe.
The Light Event Center àti The Light Guest House. Gbogbo ayẹyẹ pẹ̀lú ilé ìgbafẹ́ tó dùn wò tó fi ní lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Fún ayẹyẹ yìí tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà níbi ayé tó tẹ́jú lábẹ́ òye tó ń kú rírì. Pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House, àwọn yàrá tẹ́ ó ti máa wo ohun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé. Ètò ààbò tó péye tó wà níbẹ̀. Home away from home.
Òótọ́ ni gbẹ̀gà ayẹyẹ kò ń bàdàn pẹ̀lú ilé ìtura. Àmọ́ ọ̀kànlélẹ́yìí tó wáyà mi. The Light Event Center pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House. Gbẹ̀gà ayẹyẹ tó gba òbítíbitì èèyàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo. Pẹ̀lú àwọn amáyédẹrùn, digital screen, dressing room, pẹ̀lú ọyẹ́ tó ń kúrìrì. Ṣé ti The Light Guest House wà ní ká sọ? Níbi tẹ́ ó ti láǹfààní àti mọ bó ṣe ń lọ káàkiri àgbáyé nínú yàrá kọ̀ọ̀kan. Pẹ̀lú free wifi, ààbò tó péye ń bẹ lórí ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá yín. Ní The Light Event Center àti The Light Guest House. Adamimogo House, Shobande Street, ọ̀rẹ́ méjì Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn. Ló kalẹ̀ sí The Light Event Center pẹ̀lú The Light Guest House. Wow.
Home away from home ni.
Adamimogo 105.1 FM, the voice of the light.
Ìpàdé májẹ̀mú ọlọ́dọọdún yẹn tún ti kò. Ẹ sọ́dà. Àyájọ́ májẹ̀mú ti 2024.
Oníbùdíkùn máa gbáre ní Jesus City. Ọlọ́run Sam Olúwa ló máa jẹ́wọ́ títóbi rẹ̀.
Àwọn Ọlọ́run lẹ́nu wòlíì. Bàbá Babájídé sí wòlíì Sam Olúwa ló bàbá Adamimogo. Tó mú kí wọ́n rìn sí láti lè ṣàdérí o. Májẹ̀mú ìgbé dídé ní sà. Láti ìgbà yẹn gbogbo ẹni bá ní bàbá di olóòláyé wòlíì Sam Olúwa lọ. Ayé wọn kì í tó wà bákan náà. Àkòrí Exodus ti 2024. No more limitation. Látọjọ́ Friday 17th, a bá ti wọnú àdúrà. Ọjọ́ Monday la máa ṣe orí ọ̀fẹ́ o. Ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run ṣe tó ń fẹ́ jẹ́ gbogbo àjàgà. Gbẹ̀dẹ́kẹ́ lọ́rùn oníkojúkọ èèyàn. Níbi tí ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run yóò ti máa lo àwọn wòlíì rẹ̀. Pẹ̀lú àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí bíbí sí aláwìyí àlùkò. Ìlàjà akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Sarah praise. Jesus hear wisdom. Wòlíì májẹ̀mú Sam Olúwa ló bàbá Adamimogo. Wọ́n máa fi májẹ̀mú sọtẹ́lẹ̀ láti Friday 17th di Monday 20th May. Gbogbo ẹni CAC Grace of Mercy Diamond Adamimogo Jesus City. Tó wà ní Ìlàmìjà Village. Lẹ́kì Ẹ̀pẹ́ Expressway nílùú Èkó. Ó yá ní Jesus City.
And it's Adepoju who makes it 1-1.
My name is Mutiru Adepoju, the headmaster. Listen to Sport O'Clock at Adamimogo 105.1 FM, Ibadan.
All right, you welcome back from that break. In case you just tuning in, this is Adamimogo 105.1 FM, and of course you're listening to Sports O'Clock, your daily sporting dose. Of Of course, this is your premium sports show in the land, and this is how we do it every weekday. We come here at like 10, around that 10 in the morning. And we stay here talking premium sport till 11 in the morning also. And of course, this is the voice of Dayo Lujobi at the Super Dixon on radio. And my homies on the show this morning, Dima Chikwan. Together, we've been intimating you with the latest, with the happenings, not leaving out actions, attractions, the ever exciting world of sports. And we just talked about that Arsenal game yesterday. The Gunners won their game. Now they are back to the top of the Premier League table, at least till Liverpool played their game later today. And let's talk another game this morning, and that would be that Manchester City game. For Phil Foden, it's struck a stunning hat-trick as City continue to apply pressure to the Premier League title rivals Arsenal and Liverpool with a commanding win over Aston Villa right there at the Etihad Stadium. And for Manchester City, they avenged their 1-0 loss to Villa earlier this season. Remember that game, Aston Villa dominated. They were more of Manchester City, and Manchester City were more like Aston Villa in the first leg. However, in the second leg played yesterday, City right all the wrongs in the first leg of this game. And for manager Pep Guardiola, he left out key players at the likes of Erling Haaland and not leaving out Kevin De Bruyne on the bench after that Sunday boring draw with Arsenal. But despite resting most of their top players, City still had what it takes to stop Aston Villa, and they won the game of 4-1. Rodri opened the scoring before Foden scored a hat-trick in that game to give City what is a big, maybe what was actually a very big victory right there. And for Phil Foden, he has now taken his tally to 21 goals this season. One of the guys that you don't want to mess with in that Manchester City team. And that win leaves City level on points with Liverpool, who play Sheffield United later today, and a point behind Arsenal, who are top of the table, at least for now. And speaking after that game, Pep Guardiola also said a lot. He praised Phil Foden, describing him as one of the guys running the job right there at the Etihad Stadium. Let me play you what Pep said. Then we also react to that game. Pep said a lot about the title race, about Phil Foden. But of course, I'll just bring you that of Phil Foden on due to our time. We'll be back. Let's go listen to Pep himself.
And a little bit more than usual transitions because they are good, and because we lost easy balls, and they are really good with Diaby and all the players, Duran and the other ones. But they were better than us in Villa Park a month ago. Today we were better. But normally we score goals if you are close to the box, and he arrived, especially when the teams, like I would say, with opponents that defend so deep, like it was Arsenal. Today we were better. We had more presence in the box, in the final third. We were more figures, more people there. That the game against Arsenal didn't happen, and that's why we create more chances.
Well, of course, you listen to Pep there praising Phil Foden, saying that Aston Villa were better in the first leg, but the second leg, City had to ensure that no mistake was made. Dima, I like the fact that this Manchester City team is a team that will go all the way. It doesn't matter, maybe they are playing with their starting 11, or maybe their second 11, or the third. They always have this winning mentality in them, and that has been a game changer. I've seen the lineup yesterday without Haaland. I was like, oh, maybe it might be another long evening for Manchester City. But despite resting the guys that could create the chances, City won convincingly against Villa.
Yeah, it was indeed a very convincing win for Manchester City. Remember when you asked me the question yesterday, I said it's going to be a revenge mission for Manchester City because, they were humiliated at Villa Park. And right now, in front of their own home stadium, they would not want a repeat of history. And yes, they were calmer, they were better, they held possession more, they didn't lose the ball often. And in the final third, like Pep Guardiola said, they were ruthless and lethal. Aston Villa, on the other hand, failed to take hold of their chances when it came, and it wasn't so many chances they had, but of course they would have probably scored a couple of goals if they had been able to convert. But at the end of the day, take nothing away from the Manchester City side, and of course Phil Foden yesterday getting the second hat-trick of the season, and his very first direct free kick.
I think he joined the likes of Harry Kane and some other few guys who had already achieved that feat. It's a lot for this guy.
Yeah, it's a whole lot for him, and considering the fact that the big boys, or the quote and unquote the known big boys of Manchester City, were not on field, like the likes of De Bruyne or Haaland, he was able to take charge of that midfield. He didn't take too many touches. In fact, most of his goals were barely 2-3 touches. So it shows you how the amount of growth that has been put into Phil Foden and how much he has allowed himself to evolve over the years. In Man City, them for playing that tiki-taka kind of football, always holding possession. But he one of the reasons why he was able to get those goals was because of he knew what he wanted to do with the ball, and even before the ball came to him. So that I'm sure that keeper did not expect the third goal, because it was almost like before the ball came, he already knew I was going to play to the left, the left side of the post, and it was a fantastic goal. The last goal was obviously a defensive error. The defender had just one job to do: clear the ball, but he was just holding on to it too much until Manchester City took advantage of the ball, and Phil Foden 3 touches, 1-2, and hit the ball, and that was the fourth goal. Perfect hat-trick for him. First free kick in the Premier League for him as well. Second hat-trick in the season. I think he has scored 20 goals already this season.
I think that's 21.
And it's also Manchester City's 20th Premier League victory. If they don't have the goals or the numbers as they would have loved to, because they are still 2 behind Liverpool in goal difference and 10 behind Arsenal, who have been the highest scoring side this season. But it will take nothing away from Man City, and what they did yesterday. It was fantastic. It was a perfect revenge mission, and they deserve the win.
And for the game between Brentford and Brighton, Albion, well, that game ended goalless, but the game ended goalless would not be the talking point for sure. It's about Ivan Toney. I think ever since that guy made a return from the suspension, he had recently over 30. Of course, he will play all these over 2.5, and this. At some point, according to report, this guy even had to bet on his own team that his team would be beaten. And funniest thing, as God would have his way, he scored in that game for Brentford. So such is the story of somebody who plays all these things a lot. But that will not actually be where we're going this morning. Where we're going is he has continued to fire blank for Brentford, 7 games without a goal. And this is a guy who has been linked to top clubs, Arsenal, Chelsea. According to reports, this guy is on their radar, and there is no way you are going to move away from Brentford if you are firing blank. Let's just hope that he will regain his form. And let's talk the Bayern Leverkusen game yesterday. Bayern Leverkusen are now 40 games unbeaten. A magical Bayern Leverkusen side led by Xabi Alonso at this time. What have set up a German Cup final with Kaiserslautern by trashing the second tier Fortuna Düsseldorf in the semi-final. Goes from Frimpong, and this guy Adel gave the German Bundesliga leaders a comfortable lead inside 20 minutes. And that game will welcome our man back to the team. We're talking about Victor Boniface after that very long injury. Good to have him back, and for Bayern Leverkusen, they have one trophy. Actually, they have their sights on one trophy already, and that will be the DFB Poker Club. The last time they actually won that was in the year 1993. They are very close to winning the German Bundesliga. They are very close to winning this because they will be playing against a team that is not playing in the top flight, and they also stand a big chance of winning the German Bundesliga, the Europa League, and that would be a big way for Xabi Alonso to just end the campaign. Don't forget that man has confirmed that he will stay in charge of Bayer Leverkusen, even beyond this season, so it will be good for him to continue his development right there. Well, let's talk Nigeria games. This morning we had games in the NPL4 yesterday for Niger Tornadoes. They were the biggest winners of the match day 28 in the 2023-2024 NPFL season after a 3-1 away victory over Baden Insurance. For Baden Insurance, that loss would not utter as much as losing their unbeaten run. This thing has existed since 2007. No team has beaten, or maybe had beaten Better Insurance at home. But Niger Tornadoes were the ones to do that, and they've now moved up to 11th position on the log. Esra Inaba Eyimba, the smart two, the Kano Pillars, 5 goals to nothing in what was a show of shame for the visiting team. I'm talking about Kano Pillars. And leaders of Rangers International also secured a comfortable win 2-0 over 10-man Sunshine Stars of Akure to extend their unbeaten run in the league with 51 points on the log. And the new technical advisor of Aqua United, I'm talking about Mohamed Babangaro, he was handed his first defeat in his first game after Doma United defeated the Promise Keepers 1-0. Even the Promise Keepers could not keep the promise they made to their fans that they would continue to see New Dawn under this new technical advisor. However, that promise was not kept by the Promise Keeper. They lost 1-0 in Uyo. In Lagos, Olobi Stars came from a goal down to pick what proved to be a pivotal point against Sporting Lagos, the Tech Boys, in a 1-0 draw, while Bayelsa United shocked Atlant FC with a late winner in Yenagoa to beat the team 1-0. I saw one meme online, I think earlier today, that win a game or go to prison. Then the next thing you have Atlant FC players even having a pitch everything right there in prison. This is not the best of time for Atlant FC, of course. We all understand why this is happening to them. They brought I beg your pardon, they brought Kennedy Boboye on board at some point, and Kennedy Boboye was looking like somebody who would have steadied the ship of Atlant FC. However, it was shown the way out by the state government. They wanted Obi to return. Now Obi has returned, and things are not going well for Atlant FC under Obi. And for Shooting Stars of Ibadan, great night it was for us. The game played at the Lake Salami Stadium with 1-0 against Kwara United. And for Abia Warriors, they overpowered Plateau United 1-0. Gobe United and Remo Star shared the spoils in a goalless affair. What Dima, you all just listen to many of the games played yesterday. I think my pick this season might shift from one of these teams now to Rangers International. I think Rangers will go a long way under Fidelis Ilechukwu. I remember the promise he made at the start of this current campaign that Rangers International will return. And seems now they've not only returned, but returned to give the big boys, or maybe the guys that used to dominate the league in the absence, a big, one this time around. While the NPFL games are played yesterday, I don't know, maybe you have a pick aside that Rangers game against the game that they actually won, Dima.
Well, Rangers have been phenomenal recently. The last time they lost was in 21st of January against Aqua United. So far, it's been one win to the other, even though some of the wins are slim wins, but a win is a win as long as you get a point. They have been unbeaten, like I told you the last time, 9 games, and with the Sunshine Stars, it makes it 10 in a row. That's that is what you the kind of consistency that you would need to be able to be crowned champion of the NPFL. They've won 15 games so far, drawn 6, lost 7, currently are sitting top of the league with 3 points clear. Eyimba is following closely, and that is what I feel like the needed momentum to be able to maintain that position is what they will be looking for now, or seeking in a way. For me, if you ask me my pick of the game, I cannot really pick any of the game as my pick, because all the games were really fantastic games. So you cannot really say that this guy did not do good or the other one did not do bad. But I like the way it's all panning out now. After 28 games, I feel like we're in a way trying to separate the boys from the men. If you know what I mean. It's not about anybody trying to now come and say, are we going to see these people reduce now from 1st to 4th or from 4th to 5th? At least Enugu Rangers, even if they lose their next game, will still stay on top of the log. That kind of that kind of stability is what I want to see right now. As we gradually come to the round off of the NPFL. Take nothing away from Shooting Stars as well, even though I know that I'm one of their greatest critics. It's because I'm in Ibadan. And
I'm one of their greatest fans. I would love to also call that.
I want them to do well. I mean, you cannot reside in the city of Ibadan, and we are also residents of Ibadan. We also want to have bragging rights when we're talking about Shooting Stars. So whenever I critique and say they can do better, it's because I want the best for them. So 6th on the log is not so bad, but when you check the points, they are lagging behind. They are currently 43 points, 5 points behind Ayimba. In the Premier League or Serie A, 5 points is really nothing because you can get it in 2 games. But in the NPFL, it's difficult to get 5 points because you might not even get it in the next 3 matches if you continue to draw. But take not away from Shooting Stars, I mean, they have every opportunity now.
At least to play on the continent.
To play on the continent. That's what I'm trying to calculate. Because when you look at Remo Stars, who have played 1 game lesser than Shooting Stars, they are currently on 46 points, and which means a win for Shooting Stars in their next game might just take them if Remo Stars loses. And if you check Lobby Stars, who are also third, who used to be first, they are also 48 points at par with Ayimba of Aba. So it means that at least Shooting Stars have an opportunity to play on the continent. It's been a while they actually did that, so it will be a very big one for Gumbote and the boys. So fantastic one from the NPFL, and to see how it's all panning out, it's beautiful for our football.
Well, of course, I'm still very much giving you the games I played yesterday before we look at a big one today. United up against Chelsea. Let me tell you what also happened in the French Cup for Kylian Mbappe. He broke a barrier run by scoring the winner as PSG defeated Rennes 1-0 in the Coupe de France semi-finals. One for Mbappe, he missed the penalty earlier in the game, but he was able to come back and he actually scored what proved to be that winning goal. And for PSG, they will not play against Lyon in the final as their manager, talking about Luis Enrique, looks for his first trophy in charge of the team. And we also had games in the NWFL, talking about the Nigerian Women Football League. For Rivers Angel, the end, they've had a 4-1 victory over Sunshine Queens to claim top spot in the Group B of the NWFL. And in Ekiti State, Ekiti Queens finally got that win that instantly took them out of a relegation zone. Well, of course, Ekiti, big congratulations. Don't forget that this will be the first time that Ekiti Queens will be playing top of flight football. In fact, as a matter of fact, no team in Ekiti State before the emergence of the Barres Babes, talking about Ekiti Queens, had played top flight football. But now they have a team doing it, Ekiti Queens, and they are out of the relegation zone. Also, big congratulations to the team, the Barres Babes, they actually called them. They defeated Edo Queens in Ado Ekiti 1-0, while Remo Stars ladies also defeated Robo Queens on home soil. Yesterday, a lot of big teams actually fell, all thanks to the magic of football. Well, let's talk the game today, and that is the one involving the used to be big boys at some point. Like I said earlier, 2008, both teams played in the final of the UEFA Champions League, with Manchester United winning via penalty shootout. In 2011, both teams also played in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, and that was a cracker. And ever since then, in fact, let me just say recently, it's been a battles of maybe trying to make it to the top 4, or maybe trying to stay in the league, or trying to improve on their current position, which is nothing to write home about. Later today, Manchester United will take on Chelsea, and they understand that big pain is at stake. And that thing is, although it is a game of a different fate, while Chelsea are looking forward to bounce to the top half of the table, United are chasing what looks like an unrealistic UEFA Champions League place come next season. And for Chelsea, they will be seeking revenge against the Red Devils after they lost 2-1 in the first leg. And for Chelsea, they drew against Burnley. That was a disappointing draw, 2-2, despite playing with a manless. Burnley came into the game, Chelsea led again. The Burnley restored parity twice in the encounter, and today United understand that this is a must-win game for them. Same also could be said about Chelsea, although if Chelsea no win, it don't mean anything. they win, they no common bottom half. They no win, they no common bottom half. So for Chelsea, it's more like let's just play this game and stay in the league. Well, before we just start talking about that game, it's very important that we talk about one of the news that making rounds, and that is the controversy involving Conor Gallagher. Well, for Gallagher, what happened in the game against Burnley? I think that was kind of a very chaotic one. Although there was no intention, according to reports, Chelsea even released a statement saying that a video clip of Conor Gallagher with a younger black mascot has been taken considerably out of context, and they condemned completely, the unacceptable abuse towards the players. Even Chelsea fans are turned against Gallagher yesterday, saying that maybe describing him as a racist. But after going back to that clip to study it very well, as well as the aftermath of that clip, everyone saw that they quickly judged Conor Gallagher. And for Pochettino, he spoke about that incident, and I will play you what he said about the incident involving Conor Gallagher. According to Pochettino, he wasn't too happy with how that issue was treated initially before emergence of more data, which seems to be vindicating Gallagher this time. I will play you what he said. Then we'll talk about that. I will talk about the battle of the something.
That is upset me so much because no one, want to do something like this with this intention. I think he was so well. He has too many videos and photography and picture about that. Conor was really well with both mascot, and then was when you play football, when you are there and you are focusing too many things and you focusing to play and to start the game, and look, that sometimes can happen. But I think people want to abuse of the people. People always to try to find things to create a mess and to abuse, the people that, if I know Conor, I know the people that, the people that is involved here in Chelsea.
Well, friend, personally, I've never had any engagement with Conor Gallagher, but with the little I've seen from this guy, all I see is a cool-headed guy, a guy who is committed not just to footballing cause, but also to everything that has to do with humanity. And just like Pochettino said, it would be nice for people to just look at things critically before jumping into conclusion as if they are jumping inside. Well, let me have your reaction to that incident. Then we'll talk about the battle of the beast.
Well, it's a social media age for you. It's typical of what happens when you are always, getting things from social media angle. Media and newspapers will always look for something to, that is chaotic, so that they can trend, or so that you can, click on their bait or whatever. It's very possible that the clip that was shared online was a cut version. If you look at the full clip, like rightly we're analyzing off air, Conor Gallagher was about to talk to a teammate of his. Chelsea had just drawn a game that they wanted to win, and if his attention was divided at that point, there's every chance that he did not see that child at the instance that the child raised his hands. And eventually, after he finished talking with his teammate, he held the child and they walked through where the players come out from. I've forgotten what they call it right now, but see, it's high time we started looking at football from and scrutinizing every single thing that these players are doing on the pitch. See, sometimes they are also humans. Myself and Jenna was talking this morning and saying that we often look at some players as godlike or figures, that celebrities, not just players, that we don't expect them to make mistakes. And what is the reason why you make mistakes? You make mistakes so that you can be corrected and you can learn from that mistake. Now, when you want to criticize or now condemn totally somebody for the mistake that they have made, then you yourself, who is trying to correct something, has become dehumanized. You have become evil. You have become that thing that we are fighting against. That is that hate. Because look at, for instance, the current captain of West Ham United, Kurt Zuma, at some point had an altercation with his cat. And everybody was saying, everybody was saying he should be sacked. He should no longer play football. But he's now one of their best players. He came out and said openly, Card did something that he did not like, and nobody knows what that card did. You know how these animals can be. You understand? I'm not saying that I accept what he did, but then also look at from the player's perspective. He's a human being that can make mistakes, and he came out to apologize. But you guys were almost like cut him off, take him out. He was banned for it. They wanted him to go to prison for it. What the? So it's more about, see, yes, things happen. I don't want to use the word SHI, and say that it happens. Everybody would always go through tough times, and not everybody responds to stimuli the same way another responds to. You can get angry and you keep quiet. Another person can get angry and express themselves like our very own Osai Samuel. But on the long run, give people the liberty to make their mistakes. It's when it now becomes reoccurring that you now say, oh, this is a trait. It's now becoming like a consistent thing. So it's high time we curb this thing before it becomes something that we have to worry about. And we see that when football, like FIFA bodies and UEFA bodies, try to fight against fans who are racist, because they've seen a trend. Why do they not go straight against those fans when they're abusing the players immediately? No, they're like, okay, maybe it's the splash of emotions. Maybe they are just angry that their team is losing, or they want better response from their team. They're trying to berate or reduce the morale of the opponent so that they can get the upper hand. So people do so many things to get success, but sometimes when it now becomes a trend is when it now becomes an issue. So
this guy's a clean record.
Yeah, he has never been in the spotlight. Like if there's anything, he has been one of Chelsea's consistent players. He's an assistant captain at Chelsea.
Very cool
so
guy.
And you think that he would want to just do that? They are going through a lot. They are 12th on the log for a Chelsea football team, and you think he's happy with that? He's not happy. You understand? So cut him some slack and allow him to leave. You understand? The only thing is, of course, maybe he would have to apologize, and if he does that, let life go on.
Of course, surely, I think something will happen.
Football should be a uniting factor, not a division.
No, Jima, let's talk that United Chelsea game. It's going to be a very big game. Both sides had a similar result in their last encounter. Chelsea drew 2-2 against Burnley, while United played a very, let's just say, lucky draw against Brentford. That game could have ended 4-1 in favor of Brentford, or even more than that. But now they play against themselves today. This is what I think. Let me just say this to be modest: the battle of the losers.
Battle of the fatherless. just saying what it is. It's a renewed rivalry between Chelsea and Manchester United. It's going to be at the Old Trafford.
I think the Stamford Bridge. Tonight's game will go down at the Stamford Bridge.
Is it the Stamford Bridge?
Yes,
let's confirm. Let's confirm. It's at Stamford Bridge. I beg your pardon. The last time they met at the Old Trafford, it was McTominay, a certain hero who came on board to wash away Chelsea's dreams of ever getting a win since 2017 in the Premier League. And the last time it was a certain Alvaro Morata, one of Chelsea's most inconsistent players, that scored that long goal that gave Chelsea that win. 2017, as Faber Gochenko said, imagine Chelsea has not won against Manchester United in the league. And in the last 10 games, guess what? Chelsea has only won once in the last 10 games, whether it's in the League Cup or the Premier League. In the last 10 games, Chelsea has won once against Manchester United, drawn 4 times, and Manchester United has won 5 games. It means going to this competition, going into this game tonight, Man United has the upper hand. They have the morale boost. They have the statistics to go with. But Chelsea and Man United, they are nowhere near being in form. So it makes it a very difficult game to predict, because when you check Manchester United last game, they were very poor. Check their last 2 games.
They were lucky. They were very poor at the same time, very lucky to get out.
When you check their last 2 games, they were better. When you check Chelsea's last 2 games, they were very poor, and you check their last game, they were better, but they drew. So how do you even predict and say, oh, this will be the winner, this will be the winner?
That's how we need to call it the battle of the beasts.
It's a really big match for both sides. They would hope to get the needed 3 points. A win for Chelsea, unlike you said, would take them back to 10th position, which is their rightful position so far this season. While a win for Manchester United might just edge them closer to getting top 4
especially with the expansion of the UEFA Champions League.
Because as it stands, if Man United win against Chelsea, there will be 51 points, and they will reduce deficit to 6 points. Where Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur is currently. So, but Chelsea has. And Chelsea has the advantage, and they can take advantage of this match. If Chelsea wins, they still have about two outstanding games to go, and 2 outstanding wins for them means that they can go all the way to 7th or 6th position, because Manchester United has played 1 game more than they have done, and the guys who are just above below rather Manchester United, West Ham United have already completed their fixtures, their 30-31, so which means Chelsea have an opportunity to get those wins. But remember that they still have FA Cup semi-final, which means that they will, and it's against City, and they would have to play their best players.
And that looks like the biggest shot to getting something at the end of the season. They want to put their all in the game.
There was a point you said that Chelsea don't have a hope. I wanted to tell you that is still one hope.
But their hope is hopeless. You know their hope is hopeless.
No,
there's nothing to be hopeful about the hope.
When you check the City-Chelsea game this season, in fact, and last season, you would see that Chelsea has hope. Because to be honest, City has found it difficult to beat Chelsea this season.
Not as if Chelsea, not as if they've been beating City too. They always seems find it difficult to beat each other.
Exactly my point. And unlike
and that makes it hopeless.
Unlike a League Cup, a league game rather, where it's about getting 3 points, in a tournament as this, it is win or die. You understand? So all hands are going to be on deck, on boat, it's going to be like a clash of anywhere in our way, anywhere below face, we'll just get them. So Man City, of course, they have the better side, they have the better advantage, they have the better depth in team, and they have the better form. So Chelsea will be going into that game as the underdogs. But for this match tonight, I feel it's 50-50. Anybody can get the win. Although the statistics is in favor of Manchester United, but I think both teams have been very, very poor to even give any of them the win.
All right, so let's take some comments on Facebook this morning. Adamimogo 105.1 FM. I'm also on YouTube with that, and also Adamimogo 105.1 FM. And on the Facebook, these are from Oluwatosin Olatunji Oshuleye Lasbon. Well, for Oluwatosin Olatunji Oshuleye Lasbon is my very own Ebon. Is somebody that many of us looked up to while growing up. So I've got a big one this one, and of course thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. Ajewale Ebenezer Olusegun saying, well done right there in the studio. This is OAP. I've been from Ekiti State Government House. Thank you so much. And also from Bola Tituamokwe. Up Gunners, Adebayo Folashade saying good morning. Adeshola Koni, the EPL is between City and Liverpool. Arsenal may win, but it will be a surprise until the last 5 matches of the season. We shall see the real Gunners. It is that we shall see for me. And the Cyber Prof International saying, what up, brother? Thank you so much, bro. And the real Tolulokwe Bukola. Liverpool are winning tonight by fire. By force from Ushekiti. Thank you, Abiola Aderemi. Well done, guys. Good morning to you. Thank you, ma. Good morning to you, Mrs. Abiola Aderemi. Kolawole Oluwase Phillips. Sharp. Thank you, Itaya Adetunja Adeyeye. So tight at the top of the English Premier League table, but unfortunately, my Chelsea have been in the bottom half of the table. So sad we are stuck with Todd Bowley and Pochettino. Gbemisola Adex, thank you. Mrs. Osho Olayinka, of course, my mother saying, well done, guys. Thank you so much, Ma. Sunday. Aji Aloja saying, well done, Mr. Dixon. Adigbadi, God bless you. Thank you. Ojote Mitope, well done, guys. Good to see my brother. Dima Chuku. Well, thank you, Mr. Ojo Temitope. And from Pelumi Abiara saying, Mendem. Thank you, Pelumi Abiara, of course. Good to hear from you again. I think Pelumi is currently in Egypt. So my brother, who is a brother of Mohamed Salah, of course. So because of Pelumi, I will not say the Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. Of course, the Egyptians we see today, we shall see them tomorrow. And maybe the Egyptian in terms of the great guys who reside in that country. One Liverpool up against Sheffield United. I think we should just talk about this game. I don't expect this game to cause Liverpool any trouble. But let me release the phone lines before Dima react to the game. 070 47,000 815 070 47,000 816. The numbers again 070 47,000 815 070 47,000 816. Now the blunt blades up against the Merseyside Red. Dima, is this game going to be very difficult for Liverpool, or you think it's going to be easier than easy?
Yeah, no, it's going to be very. I feel despite mystery or myth that comes with teams
Top
that
teams are playing against
relegation teams. Sheffield United have not really shown something otherwise, something different to give them a chance against Liverpool. And when you check the fact that Liverpool fans are happy because most of their players are getting back to fitness, full fitness, you definitely would pity what Sheffield United will have to go through. I mean, they shipped in 5 goals against Arsenal. They've shipped in a couple of 5 goals this season. I feel like it's just Liverpool's chance to extend the 5-goal thriller. They have Salah on their hand, they have Soboslai, they have a couple of other guys. It's going to be a win for Liverpool.
All right, so let's see who is here this morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Ibrahim, calling from here, Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Ibrahim, let's have you, please.
Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm happy that we won, but I don't know. Can you please tell us the chances of Arsenal winning this league between Liverpool and City they are bad? So please analyze how they can win this league. Is there a possibility?
Well, of course, it's a game of football.
I feel like if you want better analysis, in depth, in terms of analyzing the first to fourth of from the major leagues in Europe, then you have to tune into Saturday's locker room where
show.
We bring the banter and the facts and the statistics. And mind you, football is not just about statistics; it's about what you do on the field of play. So whether you like it or not, I feel like Arsenal has a chance, but Liverpool has an outstanding game, and you can never take away the fact that Liverpool has that advantage that anytime they win their last game, they are going to go top. So what Arsenal just have to do is continue to win
that
don't
game.
Drop.
That is all that matters.
And just hope that one of the teams, either Liverpool or Man City, will drop.
Well, let's tell you this, that Southwest Nigeria will witness the best of football as the city of Ibadan play host to the maiden Oyo State Nationwide League preseason tournament from tomorrow to 10th of this month, and top clubs in the NLO 1 and non-league clubs are within and outside Oyo State. Totaling 12 will converge in the ancient city with a new vibe as they will go on to participate in the competition. One of the teams that will participate in that preseason tournament is our own team on this dial, Adamimogo FM. Of course, they will play in that preseason tournament, and we wish our boys the very best. We also have a Black Scorpion FC from Ogbomoso, Positive FC from Ibadan, among other teams that will play. We also have a best talent, one of the teams that will actually participate on that. And Osai Samuel will not be punished because he claimed that he was defending himself just like Dima said, and that happens to be the case. He has been vindicated and he will not face any trouble. The game between Best Talent and the Jebu United FC yesterday ended 2-2. So nobody will be getting a prediction, but we will still share that money because Mr. Deyinka said we should give out something to our guys. So tomorrow we'll just tell you how the sharing
tonight's game now. You should predict tonight's game.
Okay, the game between. Okay, all right. Let's just do it that way. So you can just send in your prediction. Chelsea Manchester United game. Drop your prediction under the live video Sport O'Clock on Facebook. Just drop it there. Chelsea United game. Tell me your name, where you call, what you're actually predicting for, and of course your prediction. You can also send it to 081-4414-8076 at exactly 6 this evening. Prediction closes. Thank you so much, Dima Chuku, my homie, for coming this morning. I will come here tomorrow for the last dose of the show for the week. Today, Dayolu Jobi is my name and your business. Drink water and don't stop listening to Adamimogo 105.1 FM. I love you, love me. Tomorrow we'll catch up.